Marlin, Model 60, 22 long rifle. I got 100 rounds to this rifle, and before I speak about it, I will tell you that I'm ashamed of myself for not giving Marlin a chance earlier. I have been around them before in the past, but I fell into the trap of marketing. I was just under the impression that Winchester and other rifles made better stuff due to their higher price. And a lot of times you get what you pay for, pardon. But not in Marlin's case. Now when it comes to marketing, they don't put their name on everything like a lot of people do. A good example would be Jack Daniels. Hands down, one of the shittiest fucking whiskeys there is. Yet, people buy it because they think they're supposed to, and it's really expensive for crap. Evan Williams is actually a much better whiskey. The problem with Evan Williams is it's kind of hard to taste, so it's easy to get drunk quicker than you'd like. So, that's upside down. That's the ammo I was shooting. It's good old Winchester 36 grain brass jacketed hollow point, or copper plated, excuse me. Out of 100 rounds I had roughly 35 malfunctions with this weapon. Now before you say anything, every time I buy a brand new weapon, the first thing I do is I take it apart to familiarize myself with it, and I clean it. I wipe off any cosmoline or any greasy ass shit they decide to put in there, because when that stuff gets dirty, it's even harder to clean. And I give her a light coat of oil and put her back together. This one I did not, so I'm really not too worried about it. But it also was failing in a weird way, in several ways. Most of them were failure to feed, to where the round would be kind of pointed up toward going into the chamber, but the bolt would come up on top of it. I just re-rack it, and it'd pop right in. Sometimes I have to re-rack it, or rack it, several times to get it in. I had one that was completely discombobulated, all fucking... I don't even know how it got the way it did. Had to pry it out with a knife, and then I had another piece of brass get hung up in the bolt, which is usually a common sign of a dirty 22. And then it would fire 30 in a row, no problem. So, I don't know. The trigger on this thing I'm not a huge fan of. It's got a lot of pull on it. Not a big deal though. It's a goddamn 22. It's about $170. It's made in America. I got no complaints as of yet. So, I just thought I'd let you guys know I'm going to take this thing apart. Maybe read a little bit of the manual, which I have a habit of not doing. And I'm pretty sure I won't have any issues with it. Another issue I had was with the sight. It's bent a little bit to the right, so it was shooting to the right. I'm a left-handed shooter. I can move it back by hand, and it would eventually find its way back. So what I did was I grabbed it and I bent it a little bit, and it shoots just fine. Some guys, like I said in my last video on this thing, they want... I saw 22s up around $600 fucking dollars, and to me, that's insane. Especially what I want this thing for. Just a little rabbit gun. Yeah, table's a mess, by the way. Pardon me. Or whatever. Thought about putting a scope on it, but you know what? I probably won't. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I forgot to film this in my video, but there's my beer. So, there, Tactical Gearhead, don't think I'm not using this thing. I'm using the piss out of it. I might need a new one, as much as I've been drinking. I hate my life.